Hi.
Hi.
That countdown was rough. Okay. Hi, I'm Craig, and I am going to be talking to you today about ghost pets. I don't have a witty or silly introduction, so that is that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shandi, and I am glad ghost cats don't use the litter box.
So true.
Hi, I'm Kylee, and I want to pet the Grim. And this is
Ooh.
Seance with My Siblings, Haunted Pets Edition.
Ooh.
Seance.
Welcome to the seance. Ghost noises. Boo.
Ghost pets.
Ghost pet noises. Bork, bork.
And we
Yes.
have
You have the Petses.
A precious fur baby.
Yeah,
This is my niece, Shadow.
this is my fur baby Shadow. She are stinky.
Aww. She did
Such
fart.
a sweet
I
farted
liked
right
it.
She
on
did
camera.
fart.
It was not great. I was not a fan, but she is a nice little heater.
She is, dude.
Like, I'm ready to take my sweater off, but she's still warm.
She always
Chicken
sleeps
Shadow.
right by my feet, and I'm just like, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The cat does that,
Oh,
but she's like, I'm like, how are you this big? And when you sleep, you are this big.
Right?
Mhm.
They like expand.
Expanding pet phenomenon.
Ooh.
they
yes.
do.
Yes. But yeah, I think she gets hot too because she never wants to be like on the covers or by me, but she
Mhm.
still wants to be like touching me. And
So she's got to figure that out.
yeah.
She's like,
If anyone knows Shadow, she has to be touching Kylee at all times.
At all times.
she got mad when Kylie went to the bathroom without her, and so I held her, and she was like, fine, you can hold me, but like, I really just want my mom.
I
Oh,
really can't do anything alone. Like, she's literally my shadow.
oh, she's precious.
Sweet baby.
That's not why we named her that though. She came with that name when we got her.
She came with the name
Years ago
Shadow.
was that?
Oh my god. A lot, many. Like, I think it was like 2015. I had, so Kikibu died the year I graduated, and that's the only way I can remember that. So that was in 2016. And I had Shadow a year before that. And she was already like, they don't know how old she was.
We don't know how old you were.
Um,
We rescued.
yeah.
Well, you guys
Yeah,
rescued
yeah.
her.
But their estimate was anywhere between like 9 months and a year. So
Sometimes they can.
That
tell
seems
the-
about right.
yeah, yeah.
Like with cats, sometimes with kittens, you can tell how many weeks they are by what teeth are in and blah, blah, blah stuff.
Yeah. Smart animal things.
Woo!
No things about animal teeth.
Yes.
Well,
Whale. Have you guys like seen the people that collect like animal teeth? And, like, turn them into
haven't.
jewelry and stuff?
yes.
Oh.
Yes, I am a crazy dog mom, and I have like puppy teeth from Ladybird and Delilah,
Oh,
and I have my kids' baby teeth.
that's so cute.
That's actually really cool.
It is cool. When you think about it, only a little creepy, but it's so cool.
You have your kids' bones. That's
Yeah,
metal.
that's metal.
And I didn't get any of Sadie's baby teeth because I think she just like fucking swallowed them all because she's a savage.
I do actually have one of Candy's teeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Candyland.
Yeah, I know. Her curly little poodle head. She
Oh.
always
She was so tiny.
She was so tiny. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
I know. Why do pets have to not have long
forever lives.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to talk about my beautiful Earl Hickey today.
Yes.
Oh.
And on that segue,
On that segue.
we're going to talk about haunted pets. So,
Haunted puppers.
I bring to you today the Church Grim.
I'm excited.
Yes.
All I can think of is the Grimm from Harry Potter right now.
So the Church Grim is a guardian spirit in both English and Nordic folklore that oversees the welfare of a church and protects the graveyard from those who would seek to harm against it or those buried within. When you hear the word grim, you might think the Grim Reaper, a skeletal figure draped in billowing black robes and toting a scythe. You probably don't think of a dog.
Nope.
I do because of Harry Potter. But when I hear Grim, I don't think of the Grim Reaper either.
Yeah.
I think grim, grinning ghosts come out. Don't sue me, Disney.
It's a remake.
The remix.
I was only sampling.
Yeah. So the Church Grim often appears as a black dog, sometimes described as a regular-looking canine, but other times looking like an oversized black dog with red eyes and snarling teeth. But it can also take the form of other animals. In English folklore, the Church Grim guards the graveyard from those who would do harm, including thieves, vandals, witches, warlocks, and
Witches.
himself.
That is so rude.
What harm would we do? I might take a little bit of graveyard dirt, but
we ask first.
Yeah.
Or we take it from our still alive grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Oh, the devil. The devil. In the 19th century, it is believed that it was once accustomed to bury a dog alive. Like, what the fuck?
What?
No way.
Not
That's
happening.
crazy.
They would bury them under the cornerstone of a church as a foundation sacrifice, but the witches are the bad ones, right?
Right. Oh my god.
Worshiping the devil. Well, we kill babies. So, I mean, a dog, a baby, kind of a baby.
Yeah.
We're still in the era of that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't kill either dogs or babies.
No.
Yeah.
Don't kill. Maybe.
Don't kill. Maybe.
I do love meat.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sorry, cows. You're delicious. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I really wish I
It's true.
Vegans don't come for us.
I know. I'm so sorry. I've tried to be vegan and I can't keep my iron up.
I am chronically anemic, and
Same.
the doctor was like, "You're going to die.
You
if
have to eat red meat at least sometimes.
Yeah, I take an iron supplement every day.
It doesn't matter.
You
You have to have natural sources, and I can eat all the kale and spinach I want. No.
It's my body has to. And I'm sorry.
No, I am sorry, and I'm grateful. Like, I have much gratitude for things that give me life.
Yes. Well, and that's part of it too, is just like gratitude and you just understanding the circle of life.
Right. And
The circle of life.
your meat just comes from a grocery store and nothing had to die
Exactly.
for you to live.
Yeah.
Like some people think that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
There's a big disconnect.
Between where we get our food.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Sorry.
The devil.
The devil.
The devil.
Let's just say it died of natural causes at a ripe old age and crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And we asked it, would you like to guard this church yard and cemetery? And it said yes.
Yeah.
There was consent.
There was consent if we were doing it.
If we were doing it.
But the
If we were doing it.
in the 19th century,
there was no consent.
there was no consent. They were burying these dogs alive under the cornerstone of a church as a foundation sacrifice, so the ghost might serve as a guardian.
And they're committing animal sacrifice.
Yeah.
Are you shitting my dick right now?
But the witches are the bad ones.
But the witches are the best.
Yeah, it's them dang witches.
They're going down on demons from hell.
Yeah.
So, of course.
The Grim inhabits the churchyard day and night and is associated with dark and stormy weather. The tradition came from the belief that the first person buried in a graveyard had to guard it against forces of evil. So, to prevent a human soul from having to perform such a duty, a black dog was buried in the northmost part of the graveyard as a substitute.
And why did it have to... Sorry. Tangent. Why did they have to have it be like a black dog? Like, because they view them as like in that superstitious way, or like, does that make sense?
Why black? Yeah, probably superstition. I wonder if it's like remnants of the pagan practice of sacrificing black dogs to deities.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They do get a lot of stuff
I'm not
from that.
a historian. I don't know.
I am also not a historian. I'm just a silly middle-aged lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Scandinavian folklore, the church grim is also a protective revenant of an animal buried, usually a dog, in the church foundation. Though in some places, it was tradition to bury a lamb. If a person were to enter the church when services were not being held and see a lamb, or if they were to enter the graveyard alone and see a lamb, it was thought to be a warning of the death of a child.
Oh, wow.
In the ancient times, I guess still not ancient, but like Victorian times, they would put lambs on the headstones of babies and kids.
Yeah.
And I
wonder if that has anything to, like, if there's any correlation.
I think it's for Jesus. I think the correlation
the J-man
is for the like they're all his lambs and he's the shepherd.
Gotcha.
And so he's gathering them up and it was their time to go be with him, because that's a much sweeter narrative than it was a senseless death and they just died of influenza or typhoid or yellow fever.
Okay.
Mumps or measles or whatever.
All of the diseases.
All of the things that killed children and people. That would be so hard. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a reference to like Jesus. It was their time to be collected and go be with Jesus, and he's now their shepherd, so they're safe.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That is a lot.
I don't want to know. That is the only thing I'm truly afraid of, is one of my children dying before me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the grim.
I've got a couple of stories about individuals who potentially encountered what was very likely a church or cemetery grim.
Ooh.
So this is by Cups on Your Ghost Stories from September 30th, 2018. This occurred sometime in late summer or early fall in 1998. I was a senior in the high school, and my two best friends were sisters. One was a year older than me, Jane. The other, Kat, a year younger. Jane had gone off to college, leaving us two younger girls to make our own fun. We lived in a very rural community with not much going on.
We can relate to that.
The three of us were different from the FFA kids or athletes at school. We preferred art, music, vintage clothes, and anything weird we could get our hands on.
So us.
We're us. Pretty much. This included Ouija boards,
communication with the dead.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
The summer before Jane had left for college, the three of us did a lot of experimenting with the Ouija board.
Hell yeah.
We thought we knew what we were doing, being respectful, always saying goodbye, etc. However, this could not be further from the truth. This story doesn't directly involve the board, but I've always wondered if it has something to do with what Kat and I experienced one night. When you're young, have a driver's license, and live in a small town, you often take drives for fun. At least in the 90s, we did.
When gas was still affordable, I, being a teenager in the 90s, can attest to driving for fun, even if you live in a bigger city.
I went driving for fun.
Because it's all new to you.
Yeah.
And like that freedom and very exciting. Now I'm like, I have to drive.
That just triggered a memory.
The back roads that lead places. Yeah, that one time.
Yeah! When Anthony was driving.
Oh, wait, maybe not that time. Another time. Another scary I think we were with Jude, maybe? Or
anyway.
I don't remember.
Wildness on the back roads.
Well, now you have to tell us.
Okay, now I'll tell you. So,
because I don't know this.
I swear you were there, Craig, but maybe not.
Okay. I don't remember. Maybe when you tell it.
It was Anthony, Sage, Maddie. Oh, you weren't there, actually. It was Dante. Anthony, Sage, Maddie, me, Dante. We were all in Anthony's car, and we were out driving around for funsies. And we were like on this back road.
Where?
In Mount Pleasant.
Yes. I hope it wasn't near the power plant.
It was not.
Oh, thank goodness. That road is very dangerous. Lots of people have died.
It was, yeah. It was more like out in like the fielded area, like by the drive-in and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just out there driving around for funsies, talking, listening to music. And we all like started to get this uneasy feeling.
Ooh.
And at first, so it was Dante and I that were like, guys, like something's wrong.
Something doesn't feel
Yeah.
right.
And Sage and Anthony were like, it's okay, no. And then we kept driving. And then they started to get a little unsettled, finally, after we were like, please, let's turn around.
Please, something is bad.
And we start going and we like realize that the road on our way back doesn't look like anything how it did on our way there.
You guys had a glitch in the matrix.
We had a glitch in the matrix. And like as we were going, we hadn't made like any turns. We had been driving straight.
Mhm.
We came upon a fence where we should have been able to
go
drive.
through.
Am I ending up remembering? Oh my gosh. It was weird. We all just we did that thing where we're like,
What the fuck?
yeah. So Anthony turned on maps to get home because we were not where we like.
You guys had maps.
Yeah,
Lucky.
yeah, we had maps.
I have that.
But the way we had to get home was completely different than the way that we got there.
It's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, like we hadn't made any turns or anything. So like turning around and coming upon the fence was like,
you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, it was spooky.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Were any drugs or alcohol involved in this foray into
No.
the back roads?
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But like, you gotta check.
Yeah.
Except for like, you guys were just too stoned and you didn't know.
We were very
No
new.
one was, okay?
No one was
on
stoned.
No stoners.
mind-altering
No
substances.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being a stoner. They just weren't stoned.
Yeah. Slay.
Love it. That's
Period.
But yeah, okay. Back to the grid.
tangents.
Okay, they were going for a drive because they live in a small town. Kat and I would take my car, a 96 Nissan, to
Yes.
local cemeteries
Sexy.
and talk for hours on occasion. We just sit in the car, listen to music, and chat like proper weirdos, hanging out at the cemetery. Us.
Now you can put that on a
Period.
Yeah.
One evening after dark, we decided to make the 10-mile drive to a neighboring town's cemetery. This town is very much like our own hometown, but maybe an eighth of the size, about 200 people. The cemetery sits up on a hill about a mile out of town. The first turn off the highway through a residential area and around a bend which takes you up the hill. As soon as we hit the city limits around the corner, I slammed on my brakes to avoid hitting a dog sitting in the middle of my lane. It was an older dog, probably a blue heeler with cloudy gray eyes and a gray around the muzzle.
Oh, it was an older fella.
It was an old boy. He got up and stiffly wandered to the side of the road to get out of the way.
Oh, baby.
Kat and I continued up the road to our destination. Another few minutes by car. We'd never been to this cemetery before, so we weren't sure what to expect. I pulled into the gravel parking lot and we were unimpressed. No lights anywhere. We were too uncomfortable to get out of the car. We exchanged a quick dialogue like, this sucks, let's go home. And before I could put my car into reverse, we heard the most blood-curdling, vicious, loud barking and growling in the car.
Yeah. For them.
Two brief but very distinct barks and snarling coming from what sounded like the back seat.
Ooh.
The windows were up, the music was off, and in our shock and in our horror and shock, that what the hell moment, quickly turned around to see if somehow the dog from down the road had magically jumped into the car.
Well, yes.
Because dogs can magically apparate into vehicles.
Right?
Happens every
All the
day.
time.
Every day.
Every day. I pulled out of the parking lot and headed down the hill, expecting to see a dog just outside the cemetery grounds. No. As we made our way down the hill, sure enough, the same dog we encountered on the way up was in the middle of the road again. I slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting him, and he wandered to the side of the road. Looking in the rear view, He went back to the same spot, almost like he was guarding something. Perhaps the cemetery? I'm not sure. We rounded the bend back into town and back to the highway towards home. Kat and I had no explanation for the sound, just that it sounded exactly like a very angry dog in the back seat for 3 seconds. Maybe only 2. Was it warning to just get out of there? Was the dog in the road an apparition of the snarls and barks we heard? Did we unleash something with the board? And was
all
it
of the above?
We were just hanging around in cemeteries.
I don't think it was anything from a Ouija board.
I don't think so
Nah.
either.
This sounds like you made at the cemetery spirit, like, nothing good can happen here after dark, girls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go home.
Especially, if you guys were planning on maybe trying to use the Ouija board or something there.
Or,
And like being out for a couple hours.
Yeah. Teenagers can sometimes be little vandalizers. I'm
Yeah.
sure, obviously, these girls were not, but a spirit protecting something doesn't know that unless you were to let them know your intentions up front, which I'm sure they didn't think to do.
Probably not. Whatever it was, it scared the bejesus out of us. We never returned to that cemetery.
Probably for the best at night. You don't know who's in there. And I would be more worried about a person lurking in there than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being girls at night alone. Come on.
Yeah. Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Then I have one more story about the Grimms. So I met a church Grimm by W.J. Bluebeard on Reddit/Paranormal Encounters. About 13 years ago, I was at a party. A small town. Yeah.
Shadow farted again.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Girl.
I told you she's stinky.
I know, but I love her.
Baby.
Yeah, she's just licking her paw.
We love a stinky baby.
Anyway, okay.
It was a small town and oh, Jesus, it gets worse.
Oh, it gets worse.
We are going to skip right over that. I read this late in the night and I guess I just didn't filter anything.
It's like, this is not a problem. This is okay.
Saying it out loud though, I'm like, no Chick-fil-A sauce.
This is a thing.
Okay. They wanted to go check out this place.
They wanted to go gawk at people who are different from them.
Yes.
As is wont to do by people. We've all been guilty of it. Teenagers are just little curious cats.
Yes. I was dragged along because I had no boundaries for myself at the time. LOL. The next night, around midnight, we drive to the location and park across the street. It's a long drive with a gate that says in several places, no trespassing. We walk around the gate. Walking down the drive, I feel as if I'm being watched.
Because you probably are.
All cabins come into view, and it soon becomes clear to me that this is a Christian day camp for children. The cabins are unoccupied because it is well into fall. As I start to pass by these cabins, the feeling of being watched intensifies, and I hear a pan flute being played from the window of a cabin.
Y'all are fucked.
Apparently, no one else notices this because at this point, my oblivious friends are far ahead of me. I can see now that down the drive in the center of the village is a small white wooden tabernacle from the 1800s. I turn around. This is feeling too weird.
So it's like a Hills Have Eyes meets Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes. I
The
say I'm going
perfect
to wait in
combo.
the car. As I start to walk back to the car, a shaggy large dog appears from the woods to my left, bounding towards me, panting heavily, wanting to play.
Oh.
There's a hazy blue veil separating it from me, and I cannot pass this point. About 10 feet off the path from me, it makes absolutely no sound. I cannot hear the heavy panting or the rustle of leaves. I'm overcome with fear. Of a happy, friendly dog? I can tell it wants me to follow it, and my instinct tells me to run. As I run, it bounds alongside me, never crossing the veil. It is silently running through fallen leaves and passes through a bush. The bush makes no sound and does not move. I run faster, and the dog disappears. The next week, my genius friends decide, let's go back. Whatever dog
Yes.
They didn't believe me about the dog.
Huh. I think the dog was like, girl, you should go now.
Pitter-patter.
Yeah. Get at her. Let's get going. Your friends are idiots. Let's go. So it wasn't a town full of where it was a refuge for little people. It turns out it was a Christian day camp full of little cabins.
Yes.
So the lore in the town around this place is just bananas. So of course they need to go see for themselves.
Yes.
And then she meets a Grimm who's protecting her.
Yes.
Okay.
So have some notes, I guess, or points. I'm of the belief that graveyards and cemeteries do have guardians, though not all are of the dog variety. So here are some ways that you can honor and work with the cemetery guardians. Respect, first of all. Use a respectful approach. Always approach the guardians with reverence, recognizing their role as protectors of the deceased. Offerings. Leave small offerings like flowers, coins, or even simply a moment of quiet reflection is considered a polite gesture. Intention setting. Clearly state your purpose for interacting with the cemetery and the guardian.
Take a shot. We said intention setting.
Whether seeking knowledge, protection, or simply acknowledging their presence. Boundaries. Be mindful of not disturbing the graves or the spirits resting there, and always leave the cemetery in a respectful manner. I'll get off my soapbox now. Be nice in cemeteries. Don't be a little shit.
The cemetery in town definitely has a Grimm, but it's not an animal Grimm.
Big tall man.
Yeah.
By the tree. I think, is that the guardian?
I think that is.
I think so.
Doesn't seem to mind us. Even when we're like giggling and standing by his tree taking pictures.
Yeah. I think there's a misconception that you can't laugh in a cemetery,
but you can.
Yes, you most certainly can.
Victorians treated it just like a park. Like you,
they'd go have picnic
and to visit and to picnic and to like enjoy yourself.
Yes,
and like just be there with.
It didn't have to be like somber silence.
Yeah. Meant to be there with your departed loved ones, like, just spending time with them like you would.
Yes.
Which involves being silly.
Yes. Like, if your Nana was a yapper,
you'd go
yap with Nana. You're not going to
yap with Nana
on her grave, silent and stoic, staring into the void.
I miss you, Nana. No, you're going to tell her, like, ain't this some shit, Nana? Guess what happened? Here's the tea.
Exactly.
She's ready for the tea.
We make funny videos at Grandma and Grandpa Draper's headstone because they're alive. And be like, Grandma, I miss you so much. I wish I could just have lunch with you one last time.
Stop telling people I'm dead.
Oh, shit. Okay, Grandma.
That would be hilarious.
Wow, that's like so callous to people who actually would give anything to have lunch with their Nana one last time.
Yeah.
Because our Nana has dementia and she's mean right now. She is not herself anymore. Yeah. She is not the grandma I used to watch smutty movies like Pretty Woman with when I was like in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I was like, what's a prostitute?
What are they?
What is Julia Roberts doing with Richard Gere? And what is hiding the... Never mind, sorry.
The world may never know. Okay, one final short and sweet pet story. This is by This story is called Ghost Kitty by Awkward Outcome 4938.
Slay.
Oh no, my computer jumped.
Oh, Peter's bringing me home food.
Yes, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, full disclosure. I am a certified card-carrying crazy cat lady.
Same girl.
I live in
Go off.
Same girl. Over 100 years old.
Oh.
And I have a ghost kitty.
Oh.
I feel her rub on my ankles and see her out of the corner of my eye at my feet. And none of the living kitties are anywhere near me. She has also come and slept on the bed with me, where I will feel a small weight on the bed and little feet padding across the comforter to cuddle next to me. But when I reach down to pet her, there is no one there. I am calling her she because I think I know who she is. Yay! I am only the third owner of my home, in spite of its age, and the neighbor, old guy, told me about the woman who originally lived here. Her family built the house, and she lived here her entire life. She too loved cats, and her last cat was a gray and white tuxedo kitty named Sheba.
Oh.
So cute.
I've never
So
seen
cute.
a gray and white tuxedo.
I have not
I've only
either.
seen black and white. I bet it's just
I
gorgeous.
bet it's so cute.
Oh.
Oh, beans! I just had a cute aggression. Shiva was very old when her owner passed, and the neighbor was taking care of her here while things were being sorted out, since the original owner had no family. And Shiva passed within 1 week of her owner.
Oh,
Oh.
She waited. She waited. He didn't know that I had seen her. He was just telling me a story about the house and the old owner. I have also felt the presence of the owner in the kitchen, specifically, but Shiva roams around the house as cats do.
yes, can relate.
Can relate.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think? Would you pet the goodest boy in the graveyard?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think of the church grim practice as a whole?
I feel like you should not bury animals alive.
I also
Yeah, no.
not bury
I
animals
feel
alive.
like an older animal, we wait until it passes, but we've already let it know, do you consent to this? And animals can't really give consent.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But I guess, on the other side, everything would be sorted out. And if that dog didn't want to be the guardian, it could just, peace out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go do dog things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think, Craig?
I agree. Yeah, I don't think we should be burying poor puppers or anything alive.
Mm.
And that's just such bad practice. But I think
People were wild and with their superstitions.
they were
I
so
guess we
wild.
still are.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not kill things with our superstitions.
No.
In such inhumane ways.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think
But-
it'd be better to do a ritual and ask for a guardian that volunteers.
Or elementals, or
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Come and do light some candles and sit and meditate and ask if there is a guardian that would like to come and guard
Mhm.
the cemetery and church.
In
even
Well,
making a tulpa.
for this, I found that in Scottish folklore, they believed instead of the first person being there having to stay there forever and ever, that the most recent person that passed is the guardian until someone else is buried
so
in
they're
the
always
cemetery.
they're just taking turnsies.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that
That's kind
too.
of cool.
It's okay to have a turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to be there for eternity?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Not I.
Cemetery here. It's my least favorite cemetery.
There are so many cooler cemeteries. But I picked this story because I have a similar story about feeling like an animal crawling to bed with me. So my dad used to have a dog called Junior.
Oh, he was
Oh.
the best.
And he was the best boy. And a week after he died, I felt the feeling of a heavy weight crawling into the bed and doggy feet, and then just laying down. And the sensation of the weight on the blankets was there for a minute, and then it just poof, it was gone.
That's wild. Oh, the best boy.
He was the best boy, the goodest boy.
He was terrified of lightning.
Aw.
And so he would go hide in the back of Dad's truck. So I don't know if this changed toward the end of his life because I didn't live with you guys. But when we first got Junior, he was terrified to come into the house because the people Dad rescued him from abused him horribly. And they made him afraid to come into the house. I don't know how or why or what happened. All I know is Dad saw how they were treating Junior and he was like, fuck you guys. No, this is my dog now.
Yeah. He died in the house,
Okay.
but he had never gotten into bed like that when he was
Right.
alive.
I guess he finally knew.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
No one's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, it could have not
baby.
been Junior, but it was really
was
close to
him.
the passing. So, yeah,
It was him.
it was him.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's all I've got for you folks.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was excellent,
Thank
Kylee.
you.
Do you want to go see
All
your...
right. So, oh, Shadow. Little baby.
Okay, Craig.
All right. Okay. So I have a story by Miss Melly from Reddit. And she starts, yay, Reddit. Hell yeah. So she starts off with saying, we have lived in our home for 19 years and have had several cats, as you do. One cat was my soul cat. He passed in.
Aw.
I know, it's so precious. Oh, cats are just so cute with their little toe beans and whiskers and their little boop nose. Okay,
Yes.
anyway. Sorry.
You think we like cats? I don't know.
Maybe. He passed in the house 18 years ago at the age of 12. 12 is like a wee bit early for a catto, is it not?
It depends on
It's definitely old.
over a lifetime, maybe.
Yeah.
Genetic.
That's true.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Sometimes they get cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
12 is a pretty good age, but yeah, sometimes cats live a lot longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've heard of cats living into their early 20s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think that's like
Standard.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
that old is uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Every once in a while, I feel a cat get on our bed at night. I feel it walking from the end of the bed up towards my head. We currently have a cat. However, he doesn't sleep with us, and he is not allowed in the bedroom at night. Probably gets the zoomies.
Like he probably pees or is annoying or
Yeah.
Yeah, runs around 100 miles per hour, knocking everything down, as puppies do.
Yeah.
I've had this happen to me a few times a year for years.
Okay.
It's interesting that it only happens like a few times for years, though, but maybe he
coming
just
back to
doesn't get the
visit.
energy. Yeah.
Or just a residual, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, no, we're not there.
Mayhaps. It can happen when I'm sleeping by myself or with my husband in the bed. I have also had it happen when my husband was out of town on a work trip and I had our dog sleeping with me. Sometimes it happens as I'm falling asleep, other times it happens in the middle of the night and wakes me up. Thinking how did a cat get in here? When I look, there's not anything there. So is this my imagination or what? I will say our house was built in the early 90s on the foundation of an older home that was torn down when the owner passed away. The owner was a hoarder and had barrels of gunpowder in the basement.
Oh, what the?
Safe. Very safe.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Totes the best thing to do.
Hopefully there's not a house fire.
For real. And from time to time, I do see movement out of the corner of my eye when no one is there. Years ago, my brother lived in our basement, and he said that he would see movement out of the corner of his vision as well. So I'm wondering if whatever it was like originated from the basement, because they didn't really explain necessarily. But who knows?
Who knows? Not us.
Not I. I have a second story from Right Book 435. It starts off with
435?
Right book.
Right. Okay.
Like writing.
Oh.
Sorry.
Got you.
Write the book 435, basically. I have 2 dogs, and sometimes I think I see things out of the corner of my eye a little more than the average person go off. So when I started to see a shadow-like black dog out of the corner of my eye and realized my dogs were outside or kenneled, I didn't think much of it, even when it started happening every day. I've been brushing it off, even though I feel like I've started to feel a different energy. Not all the time, just sometimes. And it feels off or different. Anyway, I just wasn't thinking much of it until crawling in bed tonight, my wife looks at the hallway, says, "Oh, I thought I saw one of the dogs, but they're in bed."
It was.
It's not a puppy. It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's black shadow dog. Spooky.
The black shadow dog?
Not that shadow dog. The other shadow dog.
I know, poor thing.
She's like, "Why are you saying my name?"
It's a baby.
Just a baby. I immediately describe the dog I've been seeing, and she confirms that's exactly what she saw. I don't know what to do now. You let the baby...
You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give him a boop.
He said,
baby a
good
boop on
boy,
Snoop.
thanks for coming to visit.
Yeah, good little puppy.
Yeah. The bestest boy.
The bestest of boys. Caught him at a good boy. Anyway,
God.
yeah, that's that story. I also have a few of my own
Ooh, yes.
at the apartment I was in before this one. My roommates did have a cat, but it was a orange cat, and I would see a black shadowy cat. And it wasn't like at night or like with the lights off or anything. It would just be out of my peripherals, and it would like be lurking in the hallway. And I've also seen that same type of cat in this new like apartment.
It followed you.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
more like guides, part of your like
Maybe.
spirit team or something.
Mm.
That'd be
That's a good thing that I'll have to look into. I'll have to do
Yeah.
meditations. I'm so bad at with that. I need to get back into it. But yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen what I think is Moby, the grandparents' old dog, on their property when I was like, for sure, younger. I haven't seen it anytime recently or anything.
He was.
Moby was the good little boy. Oh, he's so in love with Grandpa.
Oh my gosh.
They were so cute.
They were.
And I've also felt what probably felt more like a dog crawling onto the bed in my old bedroom
Maybe it was Junior.
at the house. Maybe.
That's so
I wonder if it was.
We had so many dogs.
We've
then.
had so many puppers. I
Yeah.
wonder if it was around the same time.
I don't
very
know.
big dog family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have become cat people.
Yeah.
The cats in the
I love the dogs and the
Oh,
cats.
no.
Yep.
Yeah. God, I spend so much on cat food.
Rip.
Same, girl. I just spent
Oh,
so
the
much
cute
on
babies.
animals
Yeah.
and kids.
Yeah, they do be expensive.
I work so that my kids and animals can have a better life.
Yep.
Same. They're so cute. Aw. The cute little, how are they outside cats doing?
They are doing good.
Just living their best life.
Living their best life, yes. They love their little heating box thing that I got that all set up. And yeah, I have been able to pet Lestat, and he's shown me his tummy, but there's no way in the 9 hells I could get either of them to come into the house. They would, no.
Oh,
That's okay.
they're so cute.
Little feral babies.
They
They
are
aren't
just
so feral anymore.
They're slowly getting more tame.
You're doing good. They're doing good.
They're doing good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I petted Louis today.
Yeah.
And Lestat thought about letting me pet him.
He will think
Thought about it.
it.
He's like, bitch, I know you. Okay, maybe. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. No.
Maybe.
Louis might come in the house. Lestat would, no.
They seem to be fine. Like they have their heating. They have heat and shelter. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So cute.
Right.
But yeah, that was my stories of the ghost.
Yay.
Right. Those are great stories. All right. I'm also talking about a personal ghost cat story.
Yay!
Cats
Hell
are
yeah.
prolific ghosties.
They are prolific
Mhm.
Yeah.
ghosties.
So I wrote a book of all of my stories, and this was kind of like tacked on to the end of that book because it just barely happened when I was writing that book back in 2023. So one of my most recent and favorite things that has happened just this November of 2023, and when I was writing this, it was the end of December. So is my kitty Earl Hickey coming for an early morning visit. The morning this happened was a typical workday. My spouse was already long gone to work. Laying in the weak morning light, willing myself to get out of bed, there was suddenly what felt like a cat bounding onto the bed. Then I felt it crawl onto the right side of my body because I was laying on my left side.
Okay.
And perched on top of my upper arm, so laying on me right here.
Yes, snuggling.
It was very sweet.
Snuggling.
Turning my head away from the left side of my body, so I look over like this, right? I'm laying on my side. I look over like this to see the cat on my arm. There was definitely an outline of a kitty sitting atop my arm. The words to explain exactly how it looks do not seem to exist in my brain, but here goes. The room was dimly lit by the coming dawn. The cat was not the same kind of dark as the room. It was more blue tone to it with some lighter highlights. Almost just an impression of a cat hanging out on my arm. Just a completely normal spectral cat thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah. He didn't stay for too long, but I knew it was Earl. My heart was so happy. I said to him, "Hey, Earl, do you like the new baby kitties we have now?" I knew he was visiting just to say hi and to let me know he was happy we rescued some new kitties from an empty field out by my mother-in-law's home. He has a very heartwarming story of how his mom found my coworker and adopted my coworker right before she gave birth to her small litter of kittens. So his mom, Princess, found my coworker, Sandy, and she took her in. And then she was safe to give birth. And then I adopted her baby and named him Earl.
Cute.
Oh.
Princess is a cute name for a cat.
Oh, she was a total queen too. She was a princess.
Was she a floofy little?
She, I think, did have longer hair, and she was a lighter color.
When I picture a cat named Princess, I think of a floofy little creature with a pink collar and a.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
So his mommy got adopted, and then I adopted her baby. So Earl, maybe now he is the guardian of feral kittens that need a good home. I think he would like that.
Aw.
Oh, now I'm going to cry. He was the sweetest gray and cream cat with beautiful long fur. He was just so handsome. Oh, he was so sweet and so cute. Oh my gosh. He has come to visit many times, but this was the first time I had seen him as a full-body apparition. Another odd event with my handsome Earl Hickey is my husband taking a random picture in our bedroom and Earl showing up in the photo.
That's bananas.
It was.
That is so cool.
This is Peter's story to tell. So I pressured him into telling me this morning.
Yay!
And he was like, "I don't know. I just woke up." But he says he doesn't even remember why he was taking a picture in our bedroom of the side of the bed. For reasons unknown, he took a picture, and there on the floor next to our bed was Earl. Peter didn't see Earl when the picture was taken originally. He only saw the spectral cat when he was looking back through his pictures.
Ooh, does he still have the picture?
It's on one of his old phones, and we need to charge all of them and then go through all of the pictures.
But we need to find
yes, we should still have it. I remember him showing it to me and asking me what I saw, and it was obvious that our Earl had come back to say hi.
Aw.
So it's so weird because he had, he was floofy and gray. Mm-hmm. And so in the picture, it's this weird floofy gray cat shape thing. It's wispy and smoky and not solid.
Like a ghosty.
Yeah, but it's there on the floor next to our bed. And I don't even remember, he's I don't even know why I would take a picture right there. It doesn't make any sense. There was nothing there initially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So that is one Earl story.
Aw.
And then
sweet baby.
I just thought it was funny because I was just getting ready for this episode and I was in the shower listening to the Box of Oddities podcast. And they were doing listeners' emails, and they got an email from a woman asking, "Should I start charging this ghost cat rent?" And I guess this woman just barely moved into this apartment, and one night she was laying in bed and she feels a cat jump onto the bed and pat over and lay next to her.
Oh.
And she's just going, "What?" She doesn't have a cat. Doesn't like cats.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
I know.
That's wild.
She's "I don't hate cats. I don't even like cats. I've never owned a cat." But I guess one of the past tenants had a cat and the cat died in that apartment.
Okay.
She's asking neighbors. And so this cat comes now every so often and just chills with her. So I don't think you can charge cats rent.
You cannot charge cats rent.
And especially not spectral cats. They have no way to pay you. So you're just going to have to let the little ghosty freeloader sleep in bed with you sometimes.
They'll pay you in ghost snuggles.
Yeah.
And biscuits.
Biscuits. Ghost biscuits.
Ghost biscuits.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Aw.
I love when petses come back to say hi.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Very good.
And we didn't even get into pets as seeing things. That'll be another episode.
Yeah, there are so many. Yes.
They do be seeing all the spectral
They do be seeing all
ghosties.
the shenanigans.
Well,
Well,
we have socials.
we do have socials.
We
We
do.
have a TikTok. Oh, God, I'm going to speak.
For now, we have a TikTok.
Oh,
And
For
I
now.
deleted TikTok, and now it has been.
Oh, I think it's...
It is. And I downloaded
It is,
it
yeah.
again.
yay.
And CapCut's all weird now.
Mhm.
I'm not a
Oof.
fan.
Oh, my God.
Poor Kai Kai.
Rip.
Excuse me. I can't. It won't come.
Anyway.
Poor Kylie. We have an Instagram, Sounds with My Siblings, at Sounds with My Siblings.
We have a Tumblr and a Blue Sky.
Yeah. We have
A Gmail.
a Gmail where you can send us your ghost stories. Do you have a haunted pet story?
Do you have a pet that sees
Mm.
haunted things?
Yeah.
Mm.
We want.
Are you a haunted pet?
Are you a haunted
Are
pet?
you the
Use
haunted
your
pet?
little toe beans to type to us at seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com. And if you send me a story and you are okay with me sending you a treat in the mail, give me a place where I can send that treat.
Yes. Yes.
And welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye from the seance.
Goodbye from the seance.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, bloody hell.